Hi, and welcome back to Little Nickel Crafts. Today I want to do a side-by-side comparison of the Simply Shammy, which is new from Stampin' Up, and their older Stampin' Scrub. They both have pros and cons, so I want to go over that with you. So let's start with the Stampin' Scrub. I've used this tool for several years, and it has been a great way to clean my stamps, especially the rubber stamps. What I loved about it is you could take your cleaner, spritz it on there, clean it, dry it, and you were ready to go again. I love that it had the drying side as well. The benefit is when you use these cleaners, they will condition your stamp. I like the Squeaky Clean stamp cleaner by Brutus Monroe. I like that because it has a good conditioning agent, plus it seems to clean a little bit better. But you can also buy it from Stampin' Up. They have one as well. And when you open it up, it always looks pretty nice. Probably because it's black, it always looks nice and clean. However, there is the cost. It's $17 for the Stampin' Scrub, which is a little bit more than the Simply Shammy. And you need a solution for the wet side. So that's going to cost you extra. Stampin' Ups cost $4.50. Other brands can go anywhere from $3 to $15. So that's an additional cost. Another negative that I don't like is that over time the surface gets dirty. And as I rub my fingers, you can almost see that there's almost a little black tint to my fingers because it does get dirty. So if you're using some polymer stamps, let's just take this one off, put it onto your block, and after you clean it, you might be able to notice that the background looks a little on the dirty side. I'm not sure how well you can see that, but it gets a little dirty, which means then you have to take this out, and they do pop out. This will come out. And then you have to run it under water, and just a mild soap, like a dishwashing soap, will work. Just have to clean it and let it dry, and then you're good to go again. But I still seems to have a little bit of that dark, dirty feel to it. So you do need to clean it, but it is a pretty good size to clean with. So that is a pro or a con. It's a little bit bigger to take if you're going to take it with you places, but it does give you a little bit bigger surface to clean if you have a big stamp. So let's go on to the Simply Shammy. So when you get your Simply Shammy, it will come in a plastic bag like this. I've cut off the ends to show you what happens if you let it air dry. It will become very hard and rigid as the air comes in contact. But when you get it, it will be a little damp and moist and very pliable like you see here. That's what you want. It's too rigid if it dries out. But a simple fix is just to spritz it with a little water, get it damp, and then as it reactivates it and softens, you can wring out any excess water so that it is soft and pliable again. You want it to be soft and damp because then the stamps will go up into the grooves and do a really nice job cleaning it. But because you want it to be damp, you need to keep it in some kind of a case that will keep it that way. So these DVD cases work perfectly. The chamois fits perfectly inside, and when you close it, it will keep the moisture inside, which is exactly what you want, so that as you open it up, you are ready to use it. If it dries out, just use a little bit of water. You don't have to use your cleaner. Water works perfectly, and then you will be ready to clean. I've taken that stamp that I used in the Stampin' Scrub, and you can see that some of the black actually comes off onto the chamois. It is a much better cleaner in my opinion. So that's worth looking at. Now, because it is pliable, there are a couple of disadvantages. So let's talk about those. When I take my stamp and I ink it up, we'll just stamp it off as if we were stamping on paper. When I go to clean it, you'll notice that the ink permanently goes onto the chamois. If you take it to the sink and wash it, it will not come off. It also will not transfer on to any future stamp, so you don't need to worry about that. But it will clean well and get into all those little crevices and do a beautiful job cleaning. Stained or not, it will still clean perfectly. So keep in mind that it will stain it and it won't look beautiful. However, it will clean well. So keep that in mind. So now let's say that you have a stamparatus and you have your stamp positioned exactly where you want it, but you also want to maybe change colors midway through. So you put on the first color and you stamp it. We'll just use some scratch paper here. But now you want to change the color, or you want to change the position and the color. So how do you clean it? Just take your chamois right out of the DVD case and you can clean it right onto the stamparatus. You can take the cleaner to the stamp rather than the stamp to the cleaner. It makes it so nice and you don't have to worry about repositioning it in the exact same place. You have cleaned it and you're ready to go. So that's a great benefit. So
those are
I've listed some of the pros and cons for both the Simply Shammy here.
My personal favorite is the chamois,
and also
but I also have enjoyed the Stampin' Scrub. It just depends on what
as to what works best for you and whether you feel it's even worth it to get the Stampin' Scrub.
I hope you found this
video helpful.
If you give it a thumbs up,
give it a thumbs
make sure you
up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel.
I'll be doing a
looking
giveaway
for that
when I reach 1,000
prize
subscribers.
when the 1,000 subscriber is met.
I look forward to
Talk to
seeing
you
you in the
soon.
future.
Thanks.
Thank you so much. And